Hi. So today I'm going to answer whether if you have a building permission and you constructed a building in your plot and you're living in it with a water connection, should you participate in the LRS scheme launched by the Telangana government or not is the question today I'm going to address. So first of all, we must understand what is LRS scheme. LRS means Layout Regularization Scheme. So it was launched earlier in 2008, 2015 and now again it is launched in 2020. What is layout regularization scheme? Layout regularization means illegal or unapproved layouts. Now what is illegal or unapproved layout was not adequately defined by the GO. The GO of 2020 did not define it. But we can understand that an illegal or an unauthorized layout means the layout that was drawn by the developer without the knowledge of the government. Now here, in the past 70 years, government gave permission to draw the layouts to the developers, as far as I understand, in three forms. The first form is just take a permission from the government, draw the layout, sell it. No specific terms and conditions were attached to the permission. This was in early 70s and 80s. And when government came to know that the developer was not keeping up his promise, government tried to put some restrictions on the developer. And in the second phase of issuing layout permissions, government decided to issue temporary permissions. So based on the temporary permission, the developer can sell some plots, collect some money from the purchasers. Based on that, develop the layout, sell the remaining. So here also, government blindly trusted the developer, which also failed. Developer, after taking temporary permission, sold all the plots without obtaining the final permission from the government. So without development, without taking part in the development, the developer ran away. Now this is the second set of permissions government gave. The third set of permissions, the first two sets failed. Developer did not keep up his promise. Developer ran away without developing the layout, and the victims were the purchasers. The third scheme was government tried to mortgage some plots in the name of the government. So on the assumption that developer will develop the layout, otherwise government will retain those plots. Government even tried to enter those plots in the prohibited register also. So even that failed. Developer sold unmortgaged plots, that is plots which are not mortgaged. Developer sold those plots and ran away without developing the layout. Now these three types of layouts are available in the market. Now whether these three types of layouts can be called unauthorized or illegal layouts, that was not adequately defined in the GO, which is operating as on date 2020 GO. So the punishment that was given in the GO is, if you don't apply for the LRS, your building permission will not be given, your water supply connection will not be given, and it will not be registered. Of course, registration is not the power with the state government, it is also the power with the central government. Both governments, state government and the central government, will have that power. Unilaterally, state government can't say they can't register the properties, they will not register the properties, because the law itself was created by the parliament, that is the central government. So state government can make amendments in the law because it is a concurrent subject in the constitution. The constitution, the subjects are divided into three: state subjects, central subjects and concurrent subjects. So registration comes under the concurrent subject. That is to say, law can be made both by the state government and the central government. In fact, the Registration Act of 1908 was made by the parliament, by the central government. It is not a state law. Though state governments made some modifications to that law, the original parent law is with the central government, in which it is clearly written that registration must be prohibited only for the government properties. And it is obvious. So how far registration can be prohibited is a question for examination before the honorable courts. In the coming future, that question will be examined. If you had already taken permission, if you had already constructed a building, if you had already taken a water connection, you are enjoying it since long time. That is to say, if a Gram Panchayat permission was taken. Now whether LRS applies to you or not, the answer is no. LRS will not apply. How will LRS apply? Because the punishment is, the punishment government is saying that they will not give you building permission, they will not give you water supply connection, they will not register. So now, if you have a building permission, if you have a building, if you have a water connection, the only point you are going to get aggrieved is your property will not be registered. So for that also, you must participate in the scheme. Though LRS do not apply to you, get a rejection order from the government saying that registration will be prohibited. Then only cause of action will arise. Cause of action means the right to enter the court. You have to question the order that was passed by the government saying that registration will be prohibited. So whatever order government will pass, it is only the matter of time. Only time will say. But to get that order, you have to participate in the scheme. So what I suggest is, if you are having any doubts, the safest thing is pay 1,000 rupees, participate in the scheme. They will reject anyhow, because you already have the building permission, you already have the water connection. They have to reject it. They have to reject only on the one ground, saying that registration will be prohibited. So let them reject. You will have a rejection order in your hand. Nothing to worry. They will not demolish your house. They will not cut your water supply connection. Then High Court is always there for you. So what I would like to suggest is, if there is a building permission in a Gram Panchayat layout, approved by the Gram Panchayat officially, take care to see that it is not unofficial. Okay? It must be official. That's the criteria. Sometimes sarpanch or expired sarpanch, that is whosoever resigned from the post of the sarpanch, also issue permissions. If that is the case, then it is illegal again. It must be officially sanctioned by the Gram Panchayat. They will take a fee and they will sanction it. There will be a copy with the Gram Panchayat also. If that is the case, if building is constructed on that Gram Panchayat permission, water supply is given based on that Gram Panchayat permission, it is a valid permission. Now, whether that permission is valid or invalid is a question for examination before honorable courts, because that aspect was not clarified in the GO. The layout, is it an unauthorized layout, is it a legal layout, was not clarified in the GO, which has to be done by the government or the courts. So therefore, what I would suggest to you is, pay 1,000 rupees, participate in the scheme, nothing to worry. High Court is always there to protect your rights. Government cannot unilaterally ban the registration, as far as I understand. So therefore, though it is not necessary, on the safe side, I suggest you to participate in the scheme and pay 1,000 rupees. Okay? Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, kindly comment.